What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Tay back at you again with another video. Now, as you can see, I've been doing some deep runs with Deep Dark Magician currently. Haven't used my side deck just yet for this run, but a bunch of banished stuff. What I'm noticing about this is Graveyard. This is the deck. I like to go through deck thinning phases with this deck. Nothing past 5 turns because our meta doesn't allow us to go into anything past five turns, and if that's the case, that's called top deck mode. Fun fact, meta decks still do top decks. Like, they still go through top decks. It's not often, but when they do get put in that position, they do. Just to show you how consistent Dark Magician can be, you get your starting hands. Well, this is all the dumping. I did a lot of dumping at the beginning of this deck. Dark Ruler got dumped as well. Chalice and Droplet was used during my opponent's turn. Obviously, it's just headcanon. Like, this is the headcanon training I've been doing for many years. I don't have no one to really practice with, like, outside of, like, online, unless I go to locals, but I don't have time this weekend for locals. In fact, I won't be going to locals this week. I'll be diving right into regionals, which is like, I don't do that. I don't go to regionals before training, but I'm very confident in this deck profile. Very confident. Obviously I'll practice online, but this is turn 7. Yeah, this is turn 7 with Wenda on board since turn 5, and it was IP with a Princess Illusion Magician here, and I think it was Magician Souls right here. No. It was just a Princess and IP made SP effect. Throw itself away. And since I top decked Rod, I went ahead and activated Rod and searched for Salvation. Circle was thrown away earlier for extra draw power. I throw Circle away. I don't know about you guys, but I throw Circle away in my deck when it comes to like getting draws, because when you're looking at your deck, this is my main deck. When you're looking at your main deck, I'm gonna get new sleeves today, by the way. In the morning. Yes, that's another day. Like, I'm looking to see, is all my cards in my deck dead? Yes, I had to dump Brain Infusion because the thing about Brain Infusion and DM is you either live by it and pray that the hand trap Ash Blossom in their hand, but if you know their tendency, they're tended to have Ash most of the times, you can't guess your opponent's hand, never, unless you run, I don't know, unless you run a card called Triple Tap the Talons, which is right here. I did a draw 4-turn. I just had a draw for a 4-turn interaction, which I don't think I ever want to have again in this deck, because I feel like DM struggles with having a hand as it is. A draw for a turn ain't bad, but like, I'd rather look at my opponent's hand, you feel me? Because like, if I know he doesn't have Ash in his hand, the chance of him drawing into an Ash, top deck Ash, is so... It's likely to happen since they run 3 ofs out of a 40 card deck, which means it's golly, I gotta do math on top of my head, which is 30. Sorry, I have to do quick math. All right, 30, 36, 39. So that's about a 13% chance of seeing Ash Blossom in a 40 card deck. Like, the chance of you drawing it in a 5 card, it's just a chance of drawing it of a 1 of is 13% chance. A chance of drawing it in a 5 hand, per 5 hand, it goes up probably to like 18%, which is pretty damn good ratioing. Please correct me if my math is wrong. I came to you guys today to talk to you about certain interactions with DM that you're going to have to be prepared for when running this variation, because Rod being ran at 2 is for a good reason. So let me clean all of this up, and I'm going to place the cards out in front of me, and I'm going to go through it one by one with the cards in front of me, since I don't have my camera mount currently because I let my friend borrow it. So please bear with me. This video is going to be very interesting, but bear with me, please. Thank you so much. Let's continue. I meant to say, let us begin. Oh my goodness. All right, starting off, I do want to say I will go through 5 different hands of what Dark Magician ideally needs to be able to play in this format, or against any deck, really. And I'm gonna go through the reasons on why the cards, each and every card, is in this like deck line, like this hand lineup. First and foremost, for people who say Dark Magician isn't a 2-card combo deck anymore, you're right. This deck is a 3-card combo, which is pretty damn sad. 2.5. It would be a 1-card combo if I was still running Engage, but Verte don't exist. So, you know, we gotta make do with this. So it's a 2.5-card combo deck. It's gonna forever be like that until like I run Primite or something along the lines with Bestials and stuff like that. But for now, we're gonna stick to my way. This hand is a really good way of checking for hand traps. This is the hand where, hey, I'm looking for Forlos comes out, Perlilia, freaking Droll Lockbird, and Ash. Those are the hand traps Dark Magician struggles against. Yeah, most hand traps. Wow. We don't really struggle too much against Forlos. Molchami Forlos, more than just the card Perlilia. Perlilia affects the special summons or normal summons from the hand, which Dark Magician does. This version does a lot. Call bias for hand trap check, but anytime your opponent activates a monster effect, it doesn't say anytime if your opponent completes a monster effect. It just, if a monster effect is activated, you can activate Triple Tactic Talons, which allows you to look at your opponent's hand. Editor, put it up there. Thank you. So that's basically what you could do with this card. Look at your opponent's hand, choose one card, rip it, which is a Delinquent Duo. You can take control of one of their monsters, which is Snatch Steal, or you can draw 2, Pot of Greed. Pretty broken in my opinion. Looks like the Talon's going to 1. I think it's perfectly balanced at 1. I don't think it should come back to 2 or 3. I would love to have it at 2 or 3. Preparation of Rites. Honestly, searches for your Magician Souls or your Rod that you don't have. I just put Rod here just because. Forget about Rod. Don't worry about Rod. This is the hand you're looking for. Nadir is your extender, because no matter what, Preparation is looking for one of your starter cards. You need one of them, because no matter what, you need to be able to have access to your links when you have Nadir Servant. Otherwise, Nadir is pretty much a useless card. You can get Rod and Magician Souls negated as long as you can get to Nadir Servant or bait the Ash or bait the Imperm. You are going into a Nadir Servant package. Not a strong one because we don't run Punishment anymore, which I'm very debating. Based on this tournament, I might bring it back. But for now, I think Punishment's too slow. I don't think I will bring it back, really. I had to talk to one of my friends of Dark Magician friends, and we're not running that no more. I don't think there's any value with that. But anyways, enough rambling. Run this card. You want to have at least one starter in the hand so you get access to Artemis, our Link 1, until we get that Link 2, I think, that's coming. And then we can go into cards like IP later. Ideally, if this is our 5th card in hand, we're already access to IP no matter what. Even if he tries to ask the Preparation, I ain't gonna lie. If he asks the Preparation, call by that. I ain't gonna lie. Low-key call by it. Because I really want Magician Souls in this hand. Magician Souls, drop this, and then put Magician Souls as the 5th card. Call by, and then you are left with 4 cards. 4 cards is more than enough to make a board. With this hand, Triple Tactic Talons, draw 2 cards. I don't even care what I draw. Boom. Magician Souls, dump 2, draw an additional 2. What do we get? And we're dumping, obviously. Let's dump DM. Sure, it's just Dark Magician things. And then from there, the deck just takes off. The deck will take off. Dark Magician just needs to mill itself. Like, Dark Magician's like a lawnmower. It just needs to get going. Once Dark Magician gets going, it's such a hard deck to tame, in my personal opinion. This is a hard deck to tame. But that's enough with this for first hand. Let's go to the second hand. On to the second hand. This is a very weak hand, first off. And that's the point. Dark Magician bricks. Like, let's just get that out the way. DM bricks. Every DM player high. I'll make a separate video. I don't know if I feel like giving you guys 2 videos on one day, but we'll keep it at 1. And who knows? I might drop you with a double video explaining how to use our side to get around the whole brick situation with DM. I'm gonna be real. Yo, what is up, YouTube? Once again, gonna cut into this video real quick. Yeah. There's a way to side with this deck, but I'll make a whole nother separate video explaining that. But enjoy the rest of the video. This hand right here is mainly, if this gets negated, it's looking rough. Let's see where our 5th card is. I mean, DM needs a 5th card, unfortunately. This is such a rough hand. Preparation, you're praying the preparation goes through. They don't know what's going on. They think you're playing like what's that deck that plays low and then uses low to search? It's a ritual deck. If you activate this card, they probably might negate it, but since they don't know what Preparation of Rites does, you get your Preparation of Rites, get your Illusion of Chaos, search Magician Souls with Illusion of Chaos, and then put DM back on top of the deck. Or you could go Rod and then put Illusion of Chaos back on top of the deck, and that's all. That which is the better solution? It's the better way, really. I'm just very tempted on the draws because I want to try to bait my opponent to get him to like hit me with a hand trap because I want my other effects to go off. Like it's how I treat Dark Magician cards. I'm gonna be real. I treat Dark Magician cards like the bait of the deck, like Magician Souls and Magician's Rod, Nadir Servant, Branded Fusion, Preparations. I want them to all go off. Like they have to resolve. Illusion of Chaos maybe has resolved sometimes. Ecclesia almost needs to. She's like a rod. She's just a better rod, really. But yeah, bro, like I treat these cards like that because when you play DM, you have to expect to get hand trapped at any given moment. Play your combo, by the way. Play your combo. No matter what, don't let no one stop you from playing the combo that you want to play. But keep in mind when you keep it in the back of your mind. But no, you have to keep in mind that you will be hand trapped like 9 times out of 10. If we do Preparation, let's say we go for Rod here, right? Let's see, we go for Rod, and then your hand's looking like this, which in theory, if you do Dark Magician combo things, you Rod effect, obviously search for Secret of Dark Magic, Fusion Summon, make Dark Magicians, Soul Serpent, stack the deck with Salvation or Circle, and then banish Soul Servant. Soul Servant not activate Dark Magician's effect. Banish Soul Servant, draw 1, Circle effect, look at top 3 cards, deck manipulation, Magician Souls, draw 1 of those 3 cards, obviously, hope for Salvation or anything that can continue your extended like a Nadir Servant or Branded or anything you don't have in hand, or follow up. We don't run hand traps in this deck. And then Ecclesia can get you into the Dogmatica package. Preferably Nadir Servant. You want to see Nadir Servant. If you have Nadir Servant, you will have to keep this in hand. You will have to keep this in hand for the discard fodder. Just saying, that's like the best case scenario with this hand. On to the best hand in the deck, arguably. Best hand in the deck, argue with your mama, or you could replace this with Circle, which in theory, if you hit off a Circle, it's very powerful. This hand is powerful. Rod, normal. First off, you want to start off with, you probably want to start off with either Salvation or Rod. If you feel confident, start off with Salvation first. If not, if you're ballsy as hell and you want these to resolve, bait the Ash super hard, go for Rod. Get the Ash negate, sure. We don't care. Magician Souls, dump Dark Magician. But if they don't negate Rod and you get your Rod effect, you dump Dark Magician Girl, use your head. It doesn't really matter, but you want them to use their bestials and get rid of your Dark Magician Girl. The reason why is because in my video where I talk about siding in this deck, you're going to be running a 1-of instead of a 2-of now, which is going to cripple this deck tremendously. But in deck testing and playing online, I realized that going into game 2 or going into game 3 with the card at 1, the deck moves so much faster. Like it moves crazy faster. Like you don't even have a chance of pulling a bad card in this deck. But all informal. Magician Souls, Rod gets Soul Servant, Magician Souls, dump Dark Magician Girl. And then Salvation activates. You want special Magician Souls, by the way, off the Magician Souls effect. Salvation set Eternal Soul on the far left or the far right to dodge the columns of the link columns. In the middle, you always want to keep your middle and these two open, or a left or a right open. You don't want to use this, or this. I should put a field center up here. Give me a second. There's my field center. Yo, shout out to this guy. I need to find his Instagram. Beautiful Dragoon Field Center. If you want this Field Center, bro, or any Field Centers from him, hopefully I see him in Indianapolis. I gotta shake his hand. Just talk to him. I need some more. I might get some more from him. Anyways, you don't want your cards in the links air zones, which is right here. You don't want them down here. You want your cards for Circle or Eternal Soul, either far rights or far lefts. Anyways, do your Salvation effect, Magician Soul, send Soul Servant from hand and Salvation from field. Draw your 2 cards. It really doesn't matter what you draw because you already have the cards to push forward. Now, you can either be like me and take the ballsy route and go for a Mirror Jade, honestly, because you didn't get hand trapped. So my best guess is he's either holding that for something crazy, or he just quite frankly don't know what I'm going to do with my turn. Brand Fusion, if he ashes it, we don't care. I'm gonna be real, we don't care. Yo, here we go again. Okay, so first and foremost, I have to edit this again. When you activate Rod and Magician Souls, immediately if you feel that there was one hand trap, which is Ash Blossom used, I would feel comfortable with Brand Fusion. Only if Ash is used. Because Ash is the only card that can stop Brand Fusion. If that's not the case, and they haven't used Ash, I would go into your link to IP Masquerena and then go into Nadir Servant and go from there. Back to the video we go. All in all, this hand's really good. Replace Nadir with Ecclesia if Brandy gets negated, obviously, or just keep Nadir. You could actually Nadir's not that bad because you get Ecclesia, and then Abcalone Engrave gets Schism. It's not that damn bad. What's it called? Or you could do Titaniclad. Phase, Titaniclad, Special Summon, Ecclesia, and then Ecclesia as Fleur-Elise. Forcing Window on the field full of other dark monsters is cancerous and can potentially get you super polyed. But there's a bunch of, yeah, I'm not going to harp on this too long. I don't want to stay on this too long. But God Hand without any interruptions. If interrupted, you will get interrupted right here. You should not get interrupted during here. That's why I've never having to say about this. If you get interrupted over here, whoop-de-doo. For me, I go Nadir. Make IP, go for Nadir. Go to my following next turn, Brand Fusion. Out the gate, if I have Call by in hand, I'm activating Brand Fusion. Ligma. I ain't gonna lie, Brand Fusion's broken. Yeah, Brand Fusion is a great card. This card allows you not only to mill your deck of like bricks and stuff, but it also allows you to bring out monsters like Mirror Jade, Dragoon, and things of that sort. Oh, and the Dark Magicians, by the way. I just never summon it off of it. Never do. But yeah. Other than that, chat, let's get to the outro because I don't think there's really much to talk about. There's a few more other hands I'm thinking on top of my head, but I'll make a part 2 for that. But let's get to the end of the video. Alright guys, so honestly, if I'm being honest, I do miss Verte. I know it's off topic, but I do miss Verte in this deck. Verte bought a lot of flexibility. We didn't have to run Brand Fusion to begin with, but I accept Brand Fusion. You can still use it. You just have to use your Verte and then another monster in deck, and boom, make Mirror Jade. But I digress. Good deck. Like this deck, like has so much potential, so many other things I can do with it. But I want to see what this version takes me. See if I can build off it, or maybe I have to go back in time and go back to the older version. Solemn Judgment's at 1 now, so I can't run Control DM the way I wanted to. We'll have to probably go with Warnings, Solemn Warnings and Strikes, but I don't know. Losing life points in this deck is my least concern. Losing life points in DM is my least concern. My most concerned thing about DM is being able to close games out, because this deck can struggle. Can this deck put up a crap ton of damage? 1000%. Cards to look out for that I will have in my other video that I will be posting. I will be discussing cards that you need to pick up for Dark Magician, specifically linkage type of cards, or cards that quite frankly is really impactful in this format. Once again, thank you all who have been supporting me. You guys, this means a lot, honestly. I was in my room thinking like, wow, I'm about to in a way blow up and be a very solid content creator, but we have to start from the ground up. So thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys commenting in my videos. It helps a lot, trust me. Feel free to give your opinion, comments down below. We can chat down there. I do not mind. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.